Welcome to the lesson on training need assessment and designing training. This unit is structured to suit your importance of that, the importance and significance of training need assessment and the process how the training needs are assessed within a hypothetical matrix and how we design the training program. We will discuss about these three aspects. And if you look at this cartoon, here the training as the students of extension management, you are well aware of your the importance of the training. Already probably must have read in some of the previous units or probably may be knowing about the training importance. The training has become very important area and or dimension that has been added to many of the organizations in the recent past. If we look at the training is something like acquisition of knowledge, skills and attitudes that are required to perform a job by an individual to the organization or to meet the organizational objectives or the goals. And if you look, because the training dimension has gained importance, the organizations or the institutions have started deputing the people to the training organizations to get their people trained. But if you look at this cartoon is simply says the tragedy that is training. That is, because this training dimension has been added, people are deputing the employees, organizations are deputing the employees to the training institutions. They just get trained without any purpose and without any effective meaningful training program. So this is how the tragedy that is taking place. Why this tragedy is happening? Because this particular area, that is training, it requires a need assessment. Unless needs are assessed of the trainees, of the employees by the organization or by the training institutions, the training cannot be effective, and therefore training needs have become really very important for the organization to give their employees the training program that is required. What is this training need assessment? This training need assessment or analysis that we call is the TNA. It is a systematic process of assessing and analyzing the discrepancy between what the current condition and what the wanted condition of a given job of the organization. Or training need analysis is a tool to assess what is and what ought to be of an individual for a given job of the organization. So training need may be the gap between the actual and desired condition of an individual in relation to the job tasks of an organization. So this training need analysis has two important dimensions: needs identification and needs analysis. This training need analysis helps us as extension management personnel to understand the performance gap at the individual and organizational level. So next, the organizational level, when we look at this training need analysis, the conceptual framework, here the 5 important dimensions are contributing to the training need analysis or training need assessment. That is the job analysis, that is one important dimension. The second dimension is trainee analysis or performance analysis. The third dimension is knowledge, skills and abilities of the persons, and the last dimension is organizational development and career development. These contribute to the training need assessment or analysis. What is this training need analysis? How it is really processed? And we have, for the processing of training need analysis, we require the organizational analysis as well as the individual analysis. If you look at this organizational analysis, the organizational objectives or the goals are to be assessed first, and then the knowledge or the skills are to be made in a kind of an inventory. Knowledge and skills inventories have to be prepared by the organizations to decide about the training need analysis. Then organizational climate indices are to be prepared in the organizational analysis. Likewise, efficacy indices of the employees are also to be prepared and data is to be collected, and finally the current and projected areas are to be identified in the organizational analysis. And if you come to the individual analysis, this also can be done in terms of performance appraisal, interviews, questionnaires, work sampling, superior subordinate feedback and rating scales. These rating scales can be excellent, good, fair or bad. Based on these two analysis, we can process or we can go for training need analysis. So, this training need analysis is based on trainee profile, job or task requirement, job performance, in the sense knowledge and skills are to be taken into consideration in the job performance, trainee attitude on the job and trainee enthusiasm or initiative are to be taken for the training need analysis. What it is? The process of training need analysis mean need analysis. Here I have given a hypothetical matrix. The training need analysis is determined based on very two important dimensions, that is job analysis and trainee analysis. Here look at the matrix. We have on the horizontal line the job analysis, trainee analysis and training need analysis. Under job analysis we have two sub dimensions like must do, could do, and under trainee analysis we have can do, partly do, cannot do. Under training need analysis we have again two sub dimensions, need and priority. If we look at the job analysis, and jobs are divided into tasks, task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4, task 5, task 6, and if you take task 1 for example, in the task 1 under the job analysis, the must do, under must do, this task 1 is a must do task for the employees under job analysis, and if you take the employee analysis or trainee analysis, this task 1 can do, employee or the job or the trainee can do. If the task 1 which is a must, if it is can do by the trainee, I think there is no need for the training. If you take the task 2 which is also a must do task, if the trainee is partly able to do it, then it comes under training need analysis. If we take task 3 which is could do task, this is a secondary task for the under the job analysis, if the trainee is able to partly do it, I think there is no need for training. Under job task 4 if you take, it is also a secondary task which is classified under could do task, and if the employee is cannot be able to do it, cannot do it, I think probably that is a need, but not a priority, but that is a need. And under task 5 if you look at it, it is also a could do task, and if the employee is able to do it, employees or the trainee is able to do it, I think there is no need for training. And lastly if you look at the task 6, it is a must do task, and if the employee cannot do it, it is a need, there is a need and top priority should be given for that training program. Likewise I think probably we need to divide the jobs into tasks, and these tasks are to be analyzed in terms of trainee analysis, and then we can decide about the training need analysis, how it is done. The job analysis is, and the matrix we have seen, this is based on the description where we have listed out the tasks, different tasks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have also said in that analysis the must do is an essential task, could do is a secondary task. And if you look at the trainee analysis based on the several techniques or tests or observations or discussions with the superiors or subordinates, we can arrive at the analysis of the trainee whether he can do the task or partly do the task or cannot do the task. Based on this need and priority, the trainee need analysis is decided as is being shown in the matrix. And once we decide about the training need analysis, which is very important or heart of the designing the training program, then we go for the designing of the training program. What is this design? This design refers to arranging interrelated components systematically for maximizing the performance of an individual or the employee or the trainee. The process of this training design include determining training needs that is already we have discussed under training need analysis, that is the needs of the trainees are being decided first, based on which the training design is being developed. And the second important point is specifying the training objectives. Once the training need analysis is prepared, based on which we can specify or formulate the training objectives. These objectives give direction as well as outcomes what the trainee is supposed to get. And then deciding about the training content, which is done by the training institute or the specialist in the training institute. The selection of the training methods and techniques, this is also clearly mentioned in the training design, what kinds of methods are to be used and what techniques are to be used to give an effective training to the participants. Then preparing lesson plans including adult learning theories and training outcomes. We have also seen training the learning theories and which should be included while preparing the lesson plans. That gives a very effective training program, and also it gives a consistency for the institute and also for the training program. Then identifying training needed training material or training resources, that is also very important. You need to work out the logistics, you need to invite the good trainers. So all these things are being done in this particular step. And finally training evaluation, this evaluation is also very important. While training also we can take the evaluation, and trainee on the job also we can take the evaluation. This can be termed as at 4 levels, that is reaction training, reaction evaluation, learning evaluation, on the job evaluation and functional evaluation. And likewise we can also identify, based on the said matrix, the skill gaps also can be identified. The skill gaps, for example, in case of cotton farming situation, lack of skills in quality seed production could be a gap, skill gap, which can be met with through the training program. Poor pest and disease management practices, poor soil health management practices, lack of skills in integrated water management. Water has become a scarce commodity, and therefore we need to bestow our attention during these training programs, and this could be a skill gap in the cotton farming situation. Poor harvest and post harvest practices. Post harvest practices are also very important in the present day context, then we need to bestow upon our attention. Poor marketing skills and unorganized farming community, this is also an important hurdle that is faced by the farming community in case of cotton selling. And finally we can come to understanding that training need analysis is a prerequisite for any training program to design with. So it is a tool to analyze what is and what are to be for the in relation to the employee's performance, and also which will contribute to the organization's growth and to meet the organizational objectives. So it is therefore it is imperative for the trainer or the training institute to design the training program very systematically by taking into all the interrelated components like course outline, objective formulation, lesson planning, training methods, learning theories and training evaluation. Such design with training need analysis will certainly bring in very good desired behavioral changes in terms of knowledge, skills and attitudes among the trainees or the employees for the betterment of the organization to fulfill its objectives. Thank you.